Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, we thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we ask Him to guide us to the right path. Today we have a grammar. We will talk about the future tense. And as it appears now on the slide, this lesson has been prepared by Mr. Turki Al-Fifi, and I am Abdullah Al-Shahrani. Waiting for the students to join the class, so we will try to talk about a few things. So there are many goals for the future tense for this class. The first thing is that the students be able to distinguish the future time kinds, number one. Number two, the students or the pupils be able to overcome misunderstanding regarding to the kind of the future tenses. Number three, students be able to use the appropriate time expressions with their ideas. Welcome to Amir Al-Ya'la. I hope you can hear me and you can slide as well. If you can hear me, Mr. Amir Al-Ya'la, please type number one. It will be appreciated. Okay, thank you, Mr. Amir. As we said, this lesson has been prepared by Mr. Turki Al-Fifi, and I am Abdullah Shahrani. Today we will talk about the future tense. Future tense. We have a grammar class. So these are the main goals for this class. The first thing is the students be able to distinguish the future time kind. Number two, pupils be able to overcome misunderstanding regarding the two kind of future tenses. And number three, the pupils or students be able to use the appropriate time expressions with their ideas. Okay, now warming up. What are you going to be in the future? This is a great question, Mr. Amir. What do you want? Or what are you going to be in the future? This is a great question, Mr. Amir Al-Ya'la. I hope I pronounce it correctly. What do you want to be in the future? What are you going to be in the future? Doctor, Allah, you are doing great. Good job. So you want to be in the future a doctor. Hopefully, inshallah, you will get it. By working hard, you will achieve your goal. So be well, study well, and everything will be fine. Depend on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and upon yourself, and everything will be great. Good job, Mr. Amir Al-Dhafir. So you, Al-Ya'la, you want to be a doctor in the future. So is this about like present, past? What tense do you think, Mr. Amir? What do you think? What we are talking about? What do you think? Future tense or future tenses. So, like for example, we want to add something. I am going to, I'm going to be a doctor. This is what you okay, so this is your answer. I'm going to be a doctor. Great. Now let's move now to the second slide. He will play tennis He's going to play tennis. The first one is Daru. He will play tennis. He's going to play tennis. Tomorrow at this time, I will be playing tennis. Number 3, he will have played tennis by the time you arrive. So here we are talking about what? What do you think, Amir, we are talking about? We just mentioned it when we mentioned the goals. What do you think about will, going to, I'll be, verb plus ing, will have? What are these things? What do you think about these things? Oh, great, good job, Mr. Amir. Yes, good. Future kind. And future, this is the correct spelling, Mr. Amir. Future, F-U-T-U-R-E. This is the word that you are. So this is the word that you are looking for, the future kind. So we are talking about will plus the base form without an ing, going to, and then will be. This is the present progressive, and a future progressive, and now we'll have to play. This is a future perfect. A future perfect. So these are the kinds of future tense. We have different kinds of future. Do you know them? We just mention it. Future simple using will, using going to. Future progressive, I'll be flying, will be plus verb ing, and will have, and the verb 3, which is the past participle. This is a future perfect. Great. So the future will, he will play tennis. This is a future with will, using will. I'm going to underline it, well. And future going to, this is going to. Future progressive, which is will be playing tense. Future perfect simple, which is will have played. So he will play tennis. This is a future using will. Future using going to, he is going to play tennis. Future progressive, tomorrow at this time I will be playing tennis. Future perfect simple, he will have played tennis by the time you arrive. By the time you arrive. So let's start with the future using will and going to. I'm gonna combine these things. He will play tennis and he's going to play tennis. So when we want to talk about like future facts or things we believe to be true about the future, we use will. We use will. He will play tennis. So when we want to talk about the future fact or things we believe to be true about the future, we can use or we use will. He will play tennis. But what about if we are not searching about the future? We can use will with expressions such as probably. Let me try to write it here. Probably. This is the word probably. The word probably and possibly. I think, I hope, if you are not searching about the future. So the first thing, we use the future will. When we talk about future facts or things or actions we believe to be true about the future. This is the main one, or the first one. Going to, he is going to play tennis. So if you are making like a future decision or prediction based on an evidence in the present situations, use going to. He's going to play tennis. So this is future prediction, but it's based on evidence in the present situations. We can use going to. Like for example, I'm saying now, it's a cloud in the sky. It's going to be a rainy day. Again, it's a cloud in the sky. It's going to be a rainy day. If you are making a future predictions based on evidence in the present situations, we can use going to. Now with future progressive, tomorrow at this time I will be playing tennis. I will be playing tennis. The future progressive, it expresses an action at a particular moment in the future. Like for example, the action will start before the moment, but it will not have finished at that moment. For example, tomorrow I will start work at 2 p.m. and stop work at 6 p.m. So I'm gonna say at 4 p.m. between these times I will be working. So the future progressive expresses action at a particular moment in the future. Expresses actions at a particular moment in the future. So like for example, we just mentioned tomorrow I will start work at 2 p.m. and stop work at 6 p.m. So at 4 p.m. tomorrow I will be what? I will be working. It means that at 4 p.m. I'll be in the middle of working. The last thing, which is a future perfect, it expresses the idea that something will occur before another action in the future. He will have played tennis by the time you arrive. So here we have two actions: arrive and playing. Play and arrive. So the future perfect expresses the idea that something will occur before another action in the future. So it can also show that something will happen before a specific time in the future. So two actions that something will occur before another action in the future. I hope it's clear for you, Mr. Amir. Okay, great, good. So let's move now to the uses. We just talk about it, but we are trying to read it. So to make predictions about the future using well, I'm talking about use future well, usually with perhaps or after the verb believe, think, hope, expect, be sure, etc. She would probably, this is the word that I just, let me change the color, and here is what? Contractions of well, so the contractions of well. So she will probably here tomorrow. To talk about spontaneous decision. We have run out of milk. I'll go and buy some. Okay, we have run out of milk. I will go and buy some. So this is spontaneous decisions. For promises, I'll be on time. Don't worry. If you make a promise to your friend, I'll be on time. Don't worry. I'll be on time. Don't worry. So these are the uses of future well, to make predictions about the future, and to talk about spontaneous decisions, and for promises. And also for offers and requests. I'll do the washing up after dinner. I will do the washing up after dinner. Here we have request. Will you help me clean my room? Will you help me clean my room? For threats, to threat somebody and warning him, I will not speak to you again. I will not speak to you again. So here we have will not. I will not speak to you again. Here is want, contraction of will not. So if you make or threat, warning somebody, you can use will, and here we use this in a sentence. I will not speak to you again. But for offers and requests, we can offer you to do something. I will do it. I will do it. But request, will I? Will you help me please? Will you help me please? This is a request. Okay, now it's your turn now to more examples of future will. Can you try, Amir? Can you try, Amir? Okay, great. Good job, Amir. So I'm gonna give you now the pen if you want to use it. You want the pen? Okay, I'm gonna give you now the pen. If you wanted to type. Okay, good job. Wallah, you are doing great job. But you can write I will do. I will do. You can write I will do a good job, and you are doing a great job, Mr. Amir. That will be very nice if you to write it. Okay, good job. I will be very happy. I can say that. Or for example, will you help me to clean my room? And here is question mark. Okay, great, good job. Good job. Wallah, you are doing great, Mr. Amir. Great, good job. Great, Mr. Amir. Now the uses of future going to. The future going to is used to talk about future plans. So if you have a future plan, we can use going to. My brother is going to study biology. This is a future plan. To make predictions based on evidence. Look out, you are going to trip over that chair. Trip over that chair. You are going to trip over that chair. This is a predictions based on an evidence. And these are the time expressions come with the future going to. Tomorrow, tonight, next month, next year, next week, next Tuesday, and etc. This month, this year, this week, this Tuesday, and etc. In an hour, in a year, and etc. and soon. So these are the time expressions come with the future going to. Now we move to uses of future progressive. The future progressive. Okay, to talk about actions that will be in progress at a specific time in the future. So, about an actions that will be in progress at a specific time in the future. At 9 o'clock tomorrow, this is future, he will be flying to Egypt. So I'm talking now in this sentence about what? A future or an action will be in a progress at a specific time in the future. At 9 o'clock tomorrow, you will be flying to Egypt. I need more examples. Can you provide me with more examples, Mr. Amir? Can you try? Hello, Amir, are you still with me? I need just one example. Okay, I'm gonna give you the pen to let you try to type. Tell me when you are finished, Mr. Amir. Okay, Amir, good try, Amir. But let me try to correct it to you. Good try. So you can say, I will, sorry, what? Okay, well, be playing, you mean playing. Play, this is the base form, we have to add an ing. And tennis, by the way, TENNIS. At tomorrow we have to be specifying, I mean, you have to be specific. What time tomorrow? At like 7 tomorrow. This is the word tomorrow. TOMORROW. So this is the correct sentence. Wallah, you are doing great. Good job, Mr. Amir. Thank you, Mr. Amir. So this is, I will be playing tennis at 7 tomorrow. Let's now move to the last one. The uses of future perfect symbol to show the duration of an action up to the certain point of time in the future. The action may continue further. So by midnight we will have been flying for 7 hours. We will have been flying for 7 hours. Here we show you the duration of an action up to a certain point of time in the future. And these are the time expressions that come with the future perfect. By plus a point in a time, by the time, by then, before, and etc. So these are the expressions come with the future perfect. Let's try to do this exercise, Mr. Amir. So here we have to choose, circle the correct answer. So first one, Hassan will be working overtime for a few days. What do you think, Mr. Amir? What is the answer? Will have worked, the first one or the second one? According to what we have just explained, is it a future perfect or a future progressive? What do you think, number 1 or 2? Is it here, number 1 or 2? So you choose number 2, which is the future progressive. Wallahi, you are doing so great. So here is the answer. Will be working. Good job. Okay, number 2. I hope I will have interviewing or will have interviewed all the people by the time the manager arrives or will arrive. Would you mind, Mr. Amir, if you try to underline the correct one? I gave you the pen, sorry. So what do you think? I hope I will have interviewing or will have interviewed people by the time the manager arrives or will arrive. Are you talking about 2 actions or 2 situations? Okay, try. So you choose will have interviewed all the people by the time the manager. So I hope I will have interviewed all the people by the time the manager will arrive. This is a great, good job. Wallah, you are doing great, Mr. Amir Al-Ya'la. You are doing great. Good job. Yes, you are fine. Okay, number 3. Tony thinks the Tiger will probably win, or will probably be winning the cup final. What do you think, number 1 or number 2? Is it will probably win, or will probably be winning the cup final? Is it number 1 or 2? What do you think, Amir? What do you think? Is it number 1 or number 2? Oh, great. This is fine, yeah. So this is will probably win. Will probably win. This is a great answer. Good job, Mr. Amir, and you deserve the star. Thank you so much. Number 4. Stop doing the puzzle, Jam, by 11:30. By 11:30. We just talk about how to use this form. By 11:30, you will be working, will have been working on it for 6 hours. So will be working, is it the future progressive or future perfect? What do you think, Amir? Is it number 1 or 2? The first choice or the second choice? The first choice is will be working or will have been working on it for 6 hours. Okay, you are choosing the right one. Will have been working on it for 6 hours. We are talking about future perfect, and you are perfect. Good. And you deserve 2 of my stars here. Good job, Mr. Amir. The last one, he doesn't like playing, so he will not have invited. He's not going to invite him to his house next Saturday. What do you think? Is not going to invite him or will not have invited? Is it the first choice or the second one, Mr. Amir? You choose the right one. So this is not going to invite, and I'm gonna give you big card. This is really appreciated. Good job. Thank you, Mr. Amir. Allah, you are doing great. And you are most welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you. And we have now the answers now. So we'll be working. Hassan will be working overtime for a few days. I hope I will have interviewed all the people by the time the manager will arrive. Tony thinks the Tiger will probably win the cup final. Stop doing the puzzle. Jam, by 12:30 or 11:30, you will have been working on it for 6 hours. Number 5, he doesn't like them, so he is not going to invite her to his house next Saturday. We have reached the conclusion. We talked about the future using will, going to, and the future progressive and the future perfect simple, and all the time expressions for each. Thank you, Mr. Amir Al-Dhafir. I hope it's clear for you. If you have any questions, you feel free to ask. If you have any questions, just ask. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you. You are making this class a great lesson. Thank you so much, Mr. Amir Al-Dhafir. Our references, we have a website and all these publishers and then publications, Macro Health. And if you wanted to see this lesson many times, you can just go to Duruus, then choose one of these icons. Duruus is a great opportunity to you all to practice your English, so feel free to participate and tell friends and your family members about it. and we'll be more than happy to help you. I wish you a terrific night, Mr. Amir Al-Ya'la. Thank you so much. Have a good night. في أمان الله.